speakers, Brother Nadeem. He is our lead trainer and he's going to cover these topics today, being aware of latest trends, guilt-free, stress-free fun, and super creative events. And yes, today we have a special guest speaker, and who is she? Surprise, surprise. Of course, we all know that. Sister Samreen will be our guest speaker, and she's a senior core member of TM. So let's get started. And welcome, Brother Nadeem. Sorry, I was mute. Did you hear me? Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
I was talking. Did you guys like hear me?
No, it like you mute your mic and then just shut. I think I
Where
don't
was
know.
I? Where was I? Like I introduced and
You, yeah, we're introducing Samreen.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe because the message
Yeah,
rolled
sorry.
in.
I think
So
when I went live on YouTube, it double thing for some. But sister, carry on. Just introduce
yeah,
summary, inshallah. Jazakallah.
I think because the message rolled in between. That's why I got muted. I don't know what happened. So okay, so I was introducing Sister Samreen. So she will be our guest speaker. She's a senior core member of TM. So let's get started and welcome Brother Nadeem Ashraf.
Yes, Sister Ayman, can you just make Sister Samreen the host, and someone else?
No, brother, I can't because you are the host.
Okay, then I'll have to hold on.
Or
She's
either
asking
you
me.
can make me host, I will manage, inshallah. So you don't need to worry.
I'm just worried it might just the screen might go. Anyway, I made a co-host. That's it, inshallah.
Okay, inshallah.
Okay, right. Sorry about that. I went. Yeah. Okay. In alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulullah ma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, everyone. Can you see my screen in 2 seconds? Present. Here we go. Right. So, I'm not going to ask the question if this is your first time because we have a lot of first timers. We have been doing this since November, and today could be more than likely the last session of this series. If you want, like I said, one of the objectives is that some members will, inshallah, be present in this, and they have been getting training, alhamdulillah, and they could do it in a language that you know, Urdu, maybe other languages. But for now, we're going to do this. So last week we covered a couple of things. One was this, and today we'll be covering this now. So remember the context, just in case it's your first time. We want to engage with those Muslim youth or even older people who are Muslim by name, but for some reason they're not practicing Islam. For some reason, either they have doubts about Islam, for some reason they're addicted to materialism, for some reason they are lost, confused, not praying, involved in harm relationship, addicted to music, addictions, drugs, gangs, everything, shubahat, shahawat, right? So instead of just saying, okay, here's a course, here's a tajweed course, come. They could come. They could come. I'm not saying that. But more than likely, they will not come. Okay? If you do an Arabic course or a Hadith course or whatever, this is for those who are already practicing. Or people who are already practicing, this is for those classes, right? Hadith, Tajweed, Quran, and Tafsir, etc., etc. But those who are completely away from the deen, completely lost, they're not interested in that. In fact, they're bored of that. So what we need to do is we need to connect with these people. And there's one key slide which I discussed, and I'm going to ask only one question before I go to this slide. Before, those of you who attended before, there was one question which I asked, which was, um, so if someone is listening to addicted to music, or someone is addicted to haram relationship, let's say, or someone's addicted to this, that, the other, how do we address that? And what's the core thing that we address? So this is for those who came in the previous sessions. And that I think is a key. Win her heart or his heart, yes. We can say win their heart. Yeah, but there's a No, no, not reverse psychology. No, no. So basically, what is the one big core thing that's missing? Someone's doing haram, and we said to them, "Don't do that. That's haram. Don't do that. That's haram. Don't do that. That's haram." We can keep doing that. Or how would you, that's it, Sister Aksa Imtiaz, you got it. Jazakallah khair. That is the one. That is the one. So what we need to do until they have a connection with Allah, until they fear Allah, until they have hope in Allah, raju of Allah, until they have khawf of Allah, until they have deep, love with Allah, muhabbat of Allah, and all this, the obedience will not come. The obedience will not come, right? So the dawah, your discussion should be, does Allah exist? In fact, start with that. Yes, they may already believe in Allah's existence. Yes, they already believe in Allah. They say, why you, listen, don't insult me. Okay, I'm not praying salah, but I believe in Allah. But why do they believe in Allah? What's the reason? Most say because of my parents. So go through the rational arguments, the amazing discussion about the universe and about the cosmos and about logic and a bit of philosophy, the philosophy that is jaiz, allowed in Islam. When you go for that discussion, it's a very empowering discussion. It gives you conviction, it gives you yaqeen. So talk about Allah's existence, and we will cover this in future courses. Talk about what Allah is one, Tawheed, and then talk about some of his names and attributes and why he deserves worship. Very, very key topic. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deserves worship. Once you do that, then if they're clever, they'll understand, okay, the reason why I'm doing all this, the reason why I'm not, they'll understand what they need to do and what they don't need to do. Yeah? Okay, good. So that's the, no, not mentally disturb your change story. I don't know why these strange answers are coming. No. So the question which I posed earlier, connect them to Allah, discuss about Allah, his existence, his oneness, why he deserves worship, tawheed. That's the dawah. That's the dawah. Yeah? Don't talk about music. Don't mention the music. Don't mention the haram they're doing. Don't mention what they're not doing. Don't mention that you're not praying salah. Don't mention this will come. See, go to the core issue. The core issue is their heart and mind is disconnected from its creator. Yeah? Okay, good. Right. So the point is that you're speaking to these people, and all these different slides with these are different tips. Yeah. So let's say you know someone in your cousins, amongst your university friends, amongst your colleagues, there's someone that's not practicing Islam, they're away from them. So all these slides are different tips. Now, one other tip, which really is effective, is tell them about your change story. So, for example, myself, I was away from the deen. I was completely lost, subhanAllah. Let me just bring my notes, 2 seconds. So when I'm on the stall, because most of my dawah was on the stall. When I'm on the stall, like, I don't want any, please, no direct messages, please. Yeah, if you have any questions, ask chat. Because there's no personal questions, so please ask in the thing. Okay, and if you have any questions, we'll have a long Q&A today, inshallah. So please keep this question there. So when you're discussing them on the dawah stall, let's say I talk about the purpose of life. Let's start talk about, for example, youth club. Let's say I've talked about this, that, the other, flan. What I also do, what I used to do, and other brothers do, is we tell them that we were once upon a time different. We were completely opposite. We were lost. We also listened to music. We also had haram relationships. We were also not praying salah. We were doing all this. But now look, I'm not doing any of that. Alhamdulillah, I'm praying for salah 5 times a day. I'm seeking knowledge. I'm not doing haram relationship. I've got nikah and this and that, the other. So you need to tell them your story, because there's many benefits now. Number one, they are thinking, okay, if this person can change, then I can change too. Secondly, that when you tell them this change story, some people, they want to change. This is very important. Please make a note. Some people do want to change, because I think most of the Muslim youth ummah, have khair in them. They have khair in them. Yeah, they're not evil. We don't have this Christian theology that everyone's evil and then they have to, be born again, right? Everyone has khair in the fitrah. But the thing is, they don't know how to change. What's the process? How can I get out of it? It's in their head. I want to change. I want to change. I want to stop. I want to start praying. I want to start praying Fajr. I want to dump this girlfriend or boyfriend. But it's how, what? So when you tell your change story, something will click in them. When I heard this story, first of all, it's inspiring. Number two, okay, these are the process. These are the steps he took. So, like, for example, everyone's familiar with Brother Raja's story. Very amazing, famous story. What steps did he take? He didn't just sit at home and said, I want to change, I want to change, I want to change, I want to change, I want to. No, you actually did something about it. You took steps to change something, seeking knowledge, righteous company. He made a move, he made a hijrah, he stopped certain things. Some people, brothers and sisters, if they had really evil, crazy rock music, they used to wipe out their disc or something on the laptop or their phone. There are steps you take, yeah? So your change story is very important. Imam Ali said, what comes from the heart goes into the heart. So you need to speak from passion. And thirdly, this is important because it's personal. And when you speak personally, you naturally come out with passion. See, dawah, brothers and sisters, has to be passionate. You can't, for example, if you're using this one and the person standing in front of you on a stall or in your house or colleague or university or whatever, when you're standing, you don't say, yes, I didn't used to be like this before. Yes, I was away from Islam. I used to, do this and that. I used to go to parties and no, what? When you narrate your story, you should be speaking with passion that, bro, I was also lost, yaar. Oh my God, I can't believe I used to do this. I used to do this and this and this. And I didn't used to pray. Can you believe I didn't used to pray Salah? Can you believe that? But then I did this and then this happened and this friend happened and da 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 da. So when you talk about your change story, it's very passionate. Just in the chat, I want to ask, because there's a lot of you who are, mashallah, practicing the deen from the beginning. Mashallah, your parents brought you up really well. Are there any people who had a change 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 3 years ago? Yes, excellent. Brilliant. A lot of yeses, subhanAllah. So now you need to have a story. You don't make things up. You don't exaggerate it. Yeah? You just note it down somewhere. You make a script, right? And you speak and you use passionate words that I was so lost and then I was, yes, big yes. Okay, so no. So now you have this is your weapon. This is your tool in your dawah discussions. Yeah? No, Sister Romesa, this is not time to tell your stories. Maybe if you're connected with the DM network, you can connect with us and we can have a discussion some other time. But yeah, so this is your tool, okay? If those of you who have been practicing the deen from the beginning, mashallah, great household hifz, household salah, everything, mashallah, then if you don't have a change story, because you've been good from the beginning, then tell someone's story. Like I said on screen, Brother Raja Zialak, Brother Dawah bin Jalil, these guys, look at their videos, change. It's on YouTube and Facebook, and it's very inspiring. So they can see, okay, this guy can change. He used to be like this, and he can change. And also another tip to go along with this is revert stories. Revert stories for Muslim youth who are not practicing, it's so inspiring. A lot of people have changed because of revert stories. If this non-Muslim, if this Christian, if this atheist, this hater of Islam can come to Islam and practice, then what about me? It makes them think. It makes them think. So it's a very big tip. Revert stories. Yeah, share revert stories videos, or better still, narrate it. Remember, a lot of this training is you having a conversation with someone. Okay, so I'm going to move on fast. But if there's something you don't understand, I'll come back because I really want to finish today. Okay, yes. So over to Sister Noreen to introduce the other speaker.
Sorry, brother. Come again.
I can do it if you're the other speaker. Remember the slide change.
Okay.
Okay, so brothers and sisters, the next two big points, are going to be done by Sister Samreen Fatma. She's from Mumbai. Mashallah, she's been connected with DM Network for nearly 2, 3, 4 years. I don't know how long. Sister Samreen, how long has it been? I've forgotten now. Mashallah, long time.
4 years, alhamdulillah.
4 years. So there you go. And she's done amazing work. I think she's very inspirational, sisters. And hopefully, inshallah, bi'idhnillah, she'll be a future DM trainee instructor. Yeah, Sister Samreen, over to you, inshallah. Go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. So before I start, I want to ask everyone, is my voice clear? Loud and clear?
Yes, and we see a chair and a very nice curtain and TV.
Yeah, yes, Jazakallah. Okay, so this is, as Brother Nadeem already said, I'm Samreen Fatima from Mumbai, India. I'm one of the core members of Dawah Motivation, and I'm involved with Dawah Motivation for almost 4 years, Alhamdulillah. So it is really, amazing experience with Dawah Motivation. So now coming to the topic, I want to ask you, what do you think when you see this slide? What do you think is being said in this slide? Know your stuff. What is this slide telling? Any guesses? Know your stuff, celebrities, number one albums, latest blockbuster movie, cultural references. What does it say? Any guesses? Can you guess? Okay, so no guesses. I think. Okay, no problem. Let me carry on. So, see, think of someone who is non-practicing youth, okay, and they are surrounded by all this haram activities, haram entertainment activities, and fun. Entertainment. We have lots of fun activities, club, pub. We have everything. Movies, everything. So just think of someone who is involved, who is doing partying, who is drinking alcohol, who is taking drugs. Now you have to give dawa to that person. How will you connect to that person? How will you bond with them? So for that, see, for that, there are lots of tips you can use. But one of the tip I want you all to use is talk talk about something that is of their interest, right? Which will grab their attention. If you're talking about someone's interest, automatically it will grab their attention. Oh, what is that? Okay, let me also participate in the conversation. They will automatically come because the thing you're talking about is of their interest, right? So here, for doing that, what you need to do is you should be aware of latest trends. Yes, you should be aware of latest trends, like who's trending in who is a trending actor, what is trending movie, what is trending music, what is trending fashion, what is trending makeup, what is trending sports, everything. You should be aware of everything. As a dai, you should be cool, you should know what is trending. So when you're going to a person, a youth who is into Bollywood, I'm giving just an example, who is into Bollywood, then what will you do? How will you grab their attention? You will, start talking about some actor. You will give the names of some actor. Oh, Varun Dhawan, Kartik Aryan. When you'll give that name, no, they'll come and, it will automatically get their attention and they will, participate in conversation. But yeah, make sure that you don't give an example of, very old actor from ages back, like Amitabh Bachchan. When you do that, what they'll think, oh, this hijabi niqabi, she's trying to act cool but she does not know what is trending, and she's talking from old ages, like she's just trying to be cool, she does not know stuff. So don't get fooled. Do not talk about old example. Know what is trending, who's trending. See, for knowing what is trending, you can always use Twitter. Everything gets trended on Twitter, like music, movies, what movie is getting released, what music is getting released, what is going on in sports, everything gets trended on Twitter. So every day, if you want to know what is trending, go on Twitter and check, okay, this song is getting released today, because they trend it with title, song title, so you know what is trending. Okay, I will give one example, a very recent example, like there is a show called as Big Boss. Okay, so one of the contestants of this show got evicted. So their fans, what they thought, his eviction was not fair. He was doctor, his eviction was not fair. So what they did, they started trending this contestant's name every day on the Twitter. You literally see, no Umar Riaz, no Big Boss. Big Boss is unfair. Every day they were trending. So when you go on Twitter, okay, something is happening with Umar Riaz. Umar Riaz is someone. So this is how you know what is trending using Twitter. Now youth are using social medias. They are using all this, so they know what is happening. You can also use Twitter or Google to find out what is trending and use that for conversation. If you're talking to a sports person, talk about sport. What is trending in sport. If you're talking to a fashion freak or makeup freak, talk about Huda Beauty, what product has been launched. Talk based on their interest. Okay, so that will grab their attention. One of the reason for doing this is, they'll think, oh, this hijabi or niqabi is, not living in some other planet or in cave. She's living in this planet as us, and she's also surrounded by all these distractions as us. So she knows stuff. She's cool. Oh, she's cool. So they'll really connect to you, because when you have to talk to a youth, you should go to their level. You should go to their level. Otherwise, what they'll do, they'll see, oh, niqabi, okay, she's not my type. They will avoid you. They'll just run away. They'll see a hijabi, they'll run away. But they'll see you're cool, you know stuff, what is happening, you know what is trending, then they'll automatically talk to you, right? So that is the idea, how to connect with them so they can open up to us. So this is one way of getting their interest. So hope that is clear. Before we go to next slide, I want to know if it is clear for you. Yeah, and one more point I want to add here. See, when I'm telling you to be aware of this thing, music and movies, do not think that I'm asking you to watch movies or listen to music, because that is haram. We all know that that is haram. So we are not asking you to watch it or listen to the music. Just be aware of what is trending. Okay, hope that is clear. So please let me know if there is any doubt, so that we can go to next slide, inshallah. Yes, clear. Just reviews or trends. I did not get your question here, Arif. Just reviews or trends. What do you mean? Pinterest, yeah, Pinterest, whatever, you can use any social media or any trick to get trends. Who Muhammad Yasir, so we have to watch movies? No, I told you, no, we are not going to watch movies. I'm not encouraging you to watch even a single scene of the movie. I'm just saying, be aware of what is trending. Even Maulanas nowadays, they know what is trending, because everyone is talking about all this thing. But what I'm telling you, to know what is trending, not old movies. Even if you go to muftis, they will know the movie names, old movie names. Maybe they are not watching, okay, they're not watching, but they know what are the movies. So I just want you all to, as a dai, to know what is trending and what is latest movie. Okay. Okay, if we'll not see movies, then what will talk to them about? Just use that name. Okay, recently this movie was released. Just, you're using that line. You are not going to talk about what happened in that movie. No, just use that line. Oh, Ranbir Kapoor or Kartik Aryan, he's trending. I saw him trending on Twitter. So something you can talk. Do not go in detail, just to grab their attention, and then you can switch the topic. Hope that's clear. Or you have any more doubts? So, sister, how to get to know about this trends, about this specific field, if we do not know anything about? You don't need to go into detail, sister. You don't need to go into detail. Just know the little introduction. There's a movie coming, that is enough, just to grab their attention. You don't need to discuss in detail. Oh, if you do that, okay, that movie is there, this happened, this scene happened. No, don't go into detail. Just give the introduction. This is happening, just to show that you know what is happening. Okay, I'm not asking you to discuss in detail of the movie. Okay, hope that's clear now. Next, moving to the next slide. Addiction, temporary buzz. Okay, now I want you all to think of youth who are into haram activities, who are smoking, who are taking drugs, who are taking alcohol, who are involved in zina. Now you are going to give dawah to them. So when you are giving dawah to them, just tell them all these haram activities, the enjoyment and fun and happiness that comes from these haram activities does not last longer. It is just temporary. See, smoking takes 1 minute, drugs some more minutes maybe, and then zina maybe even longer. But eventually what happens, when the act is over, the fun is gone, the thrill is gone. When you are involved in act, when you are taking alcohol, you are very high, you're very thrilled, you're enjoying, you are at the peak of your happiness and energy level. But once the addiction is over, thing is over, it's gone, it ends. Everything goes, the thrill goes, it ends. But if you're really looking for lifetime, happiness, peace, then you should look into Islam. See, look into Islam, because Islam is life. Life is Islam. See what happens. Even some people, they will tell, no, I take drugs all the time. I am taking drugs all the time. I'm very addicted to drugs. Every time I keep taking drugs, so I really enjoy it. But what happened eventually, after a certain time, there comes a point in their life, they realize that they're not finding it interesting anymore. They are not finding happiness while taking drugs. They become really sad, and they do not enjoy it anymore. And what happens when that time comes in your life, eventually you realize that your life has already been ruined, and you do not have anywhere to go. And they become very sad. They become very sad that they commit suicide. Go and check. There are many youths these days who are committing suicide because they looked for happiness and peace in something which did not give them happiness, and it did not give them what they wanted. So eventually they become very sad and depressed, and they suicide. This is what happens. You can see example of this celebrities who are living, who have everything, fame, everything they have. They are enjoying, they are partying, they are taking drugs, alcohol every day, every minute. But at last, what they are doing, they are living that entertainment industry, and they are coming to Islam. One example is Sana Khan. Yes, I saw someone in commenting in comment box, Sana Khan. Yes, one example is Sana Khan. She had everything, but she left in the industry and she came to Islam because that gave her peace. See, Islam, tell them the beauty of Islam. Everything you do in Islam gives you peace. See, no, I'll give you very simple example. Loving your wife. Loving your wife is, everyone finds it, everyone becomes happy when they're loving their wife. So that gives them happiness. But at the same time, if you are loving your wife according to Islam, it also gives you peace, because you are obeying your creator. So it gives you another kind of peace, and it also gives you happiness, right? So this little happiness and peace in Islam is different. You can try sisterhood and brotherhood in Islam. It is fun. Hope this point is clear. Or if there is any doubt, let me know. If it is not clear, please do let me know. Okay, something is going on in chat box. Her voice is similar to Sana Khan. Once, no need to watch movie, get aware of the reviews 3 movies. You can see some Google News on trends. Yes, sounds like Sana Khan is talking. Okay, I don't know who's talking like Sana Khan. I don't know. Zaira Wasim is also one example who left industry. Yes. Okay, Sarah Chaudhary. Yes, there are many examples. If you need to do research and give the latest example who left this industry. So now, after doing this, telling them about the beauty of Islam and the real peace and real happiness, come to next. Give them the alternative. Now you have told them that this happiness, this haram activities is temporary. It will not give you long-lasting happiness. Then give them alternative, right? So tell them about halal fun. Halal fun. So halal fun, is guilt free and stress free. And why I'm telling this, see, haram activities usually, it involves lot of stress and lots and after committing the act, you are really feeling very guilty. This is what happens. See, take an example. You have a boyfriend, okay? You have a boyfriend, and now you have to meet that boyfriend. So what you do? You try to hide from your family members. You try to hide from your neighbors. You do lots of planning how to meet this person. When can I meet? What time do I meet? Where do I meet? And when you're meeting, even then you are doing lots of planning. Like, oh, you're scared. What if someone sees me? What will happen if someone sees me? So it involves lots of stress. It causes lots of stress, right? But see, even if you met him successfully, somehow you made it. You are pro at planning, okay? You are pro at planning. So you did a well. You really planned well, and your plan was successful. So you met that boyfriend without letting anyone know. Then what will happen? After meeting, you will feel guilty. You start feeling guilty because you met him hiding it from everyone. You had to hide. Even see, when smoking, when every haram act is, something which we have to hide from society, and this is what happens. Even smoking, you can't smoke in public places with family. There's a separate smoking zone. So this is what happens. You feel guilty. You are stressful. All this happened. But when it comes to halal fun, Islamic halal fun, sisterhood, brotherhood bond. See youth club, how they have fun. They have lots of fun. They are biking. They are doing all this. So they are really enjoying. They are at peace also. So why not try halal fun? Give them alternative. Ask them to try halal fun. Try Islamic way of life, inshallah. So that is all. Hope that is clear. If you have any doubt, please do let me know. Sana Khan found Islam and she is enjoying peaceful life. And Sushant Rajput don't know about Islam and real peace, so he committed suicide because of lack of happiness. Even he had so much fame. Exactly. This is the point. See, Sana Khan, it was a blessing from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala that He blessed her. So she came into this, Islam. So she found peace. But Rajput, Sushant Singh Rajput, somehow he was not guided, so he committed suicide. This is what happens. Give them these examples. After Dawah, once they start listening, understanding, and liking you, give them examples of Sahabas like Hazrat Umar, Hazrat Khalid bin Walid. They motivate and inspire. Yeah. Later on, this comes later on stages, right? First, give them example. They are not in. They are someone who are not interested in Sahabas, talking about Islam. So first, give them example of whom they are looking up to. They are looking up to celebrities, so give example of celebrities, and then you can give them example of Sahabas, inshallah. What is halal fun? If you want to know what is halal fun, see, everything in Islam is halal unless it is mentioned that it is haram. Like biking, bike riding, like what youth club do, they go for bike riding. If you are going to park, you are playing any sports, it is halal, okay, right? Fun, this is halal fun. Going out with your family, that is halal fun. So that is a separate topic. Go and see youth club, how they enjoy. They arrange different camps for sisters also. So see those examples, inshallah. Going on adventures, yeah, absolutely, you can go on adventurous trips. So all this is halal. Everything is halal in Islam. We only talk about haram. You can't laugh, you can't enjoy, but you can enjoy. You can go for bike riding, you can go for horse riding, you can have lots of fun, okay, under the ruling of Islam. I think everyone is clear. Hope you are all clear, because I have to hand over the session to Brother Nadeem. He will carry on with other slides. So please let me know. Are you clear with what the points? Yes, clear. Okay, Brother Nadeem, over to you.
Jazakallah Samreen. Very, very well done, mashallah. And I hope the sisters especially enjoyed Sister Samreen speaking. If you would like her to do more training sessions, not just this but others, in fact, let me ask you a question in chat. Would you like her to do future training sessions with sisters only? If just say yes in the chat. If you do, then we can make a note of it and look out for her. Do follow her on social media. I think the admins can send you her link, and inshallah, you can. Sir, you talk speedy. Yeah, come on. I thought Sister Samreen was speaking fast. Allah Akbar. Who was that? Kone? Oi, chungani. Sir, you spoke speedy. Oh, that's the okay. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure I'm speaking very slowly. Yes. Great points, alhamdulillah. So we will continue at our training, because I want to review some of the things we said in the past, inshallah, in the training, and then we can move forward. Sister Ayman, I didn't want to share it here because there's brothers here, but anyway, fine, you've done it. No problem. Okay, so event essentials. Quick discussion, right? Whoa, there's a big list. Sister Nazia, Sister Nazia loves her big long lists and big sessions. Brothers and sisters, in the Zoom chat box, you can't share long stuff. Not even WhatsApp, but especially not in chat. But anyway, on that question of halal fun, really quickly, do not let the kuffar, do not let the non-practicing people who are lost, do not let them define fun. because their definition of fun is what? Always haram, right? Girls, guys, zina, clubbing, partying. They think this is fun. No, no, no. If you change your mindset, sitting on top of a mountain with your wife or your family, looking over a beautiful view with a nice cup of amazing karak chai, that is fun. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it's beautiful. Going on a bike ride, going for a long walk. You know, it's one of the, I think the biggest fun is very easy. The biggest fun is just explore Allah's art. Just explore Allah's art. That's it. That's the biggest fun. You will get your adrenaline, you get your, you know, dopamine, you get your fun, you get your excitement. That's it. Khalas. Yeah. So do not let the non-Muslims define fun, right? Okay. So a discussion. And I want to hear some on the mic, on the mute as well in a minute. I'm going to allow 2 or 3 people to come on the mic. For 1 minute, in the next minute, think of the most unique dishes from around the world. Let's think outside the box, especially you Indian Pakistanis, right? Because for you, it's only biryani and the world ends at biryani. It starts with biryani and it ends with biryani and that's it. Or kuch nahi hai. No, no. So I want you to all think of unique dish. It could be a breakfast from a different country. It could be lunch. It could be, so Sister Arzu, you say steaks, but I want to know a specific steak. You know, the Canberra steak, the Melbourne steak, the West Australian steak, whatever. There are. I'm sure there are 100 variety. So I want everyone to give. Here we go. Faisal says fermented shark. So while we're doing this, I would like to get someone on mic and give me some of the unique dishes which are outside India, Pakistan, the subcontinent. Who can come on mic? Just put your hand up and I'll ask you to come on mic. Someone come on mic and tell me some unique dishes. Yes, Emi Cadaverine. What a name. Yes, go ahead, sister.
Yes, I was thinking about baklava, maybe. It's a Turkish sweet dish.
Yes,
And
baklava, good. Yep. Anything that no one has ever heard of. Like, what do Russians have for breakfast? Or what do Namibians or, you know, Senegalese people have for afternoon tea?
I mean, I know what Estonians have for breakfast. It's mostly
what do they have?
spaghetti. It's like a kind of
Okay.
spaghetti, but
Okay.
it's cooked with mushrooms and some kind of sometimes they add penguin meat. I don't know why they do that,
Oh,
but
wow. Okay. That's brilliant. Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair. Excellent. Let's have one more person. Any unique dishes that they've had or never heard of? And then I'll tell you the point of this. I'll tell you the point why I'm discussing this and how it's related to Dawah. Anybody else come on mic? One more person? I'm sure out of 75 people, we have a brave soul that is attending Dawah training and give Dawah and can come on mic. Don't be scared. I'll be nice. Okay, 2 people left when I said that. Subhanallah. Anyone? No? Here we go. Hanya. Yes. What have you got for us? Burmese
Sir,
mohinga.
I want a baklava dish because I am really a fan of sweet dishes.
Yes,
So
baklava's
for me,
already been
it's
mentioned, sister. She's the sister before you said baklava. So anything
okay.
else?
And mandi, I want to eat Arabian mandi.
Arabian money is good, but that's also typical. It's known. Something like, you know, what about 'cause it's on the process thinking. What about like Fiji? What do Fijians have for lunch? Or what do
Oh,
South New Zealand Islanders have for sweet dish? Any idea?
um,
Just say no.
let me
You
think
don't.
about it a bit.
Yeah, of course, no problem. Look, I just want you to think about research, inshallah, and then keep it with you. Okay, so the reason why I'm asking this question is because you see, and this is now, so all the previous slides, we did, right? All this addiction that Sister Amin talk about, change stories, soul for Muslims, salah habits, these are one-to-one conversations. Do you understand, guys? Yeah. All this was on a one-to-one situation in the corridors, in your house, online. You're engaging with a Muslim one-to-one, you and him, or you and her. Okay. So, Sister Asia, I'll come back to you in a minute, inshallah. Now, this is different now. Now, we also need to organize events for the non-practicing youth. Okay. typically, traditionally in the past, you know what our events are, and this is especially in the UK. Can you believe it? In the UK, even now in 2022, you know what an Islamic event is? Okay, it's basically a black and white poster with a bit of Urdu font writing, and it's Jalsa Aam Isha ke baad, Jalsa Aam, and they have the name of Sheikh so and so speaking on Fazail Wudu. So this is I've seen people they call it youth event. They call it youth event, and underneath Sheikh Flan Flan and speaking about Fazail Wudu after Isha, 3 hours lecture, and then there'll be kadai, gosht, and roti, and a pilau, not even biryani. Yeah, this is not me making it up, and I'm sure you can relate to this. So in Pakistan, India, all of UK, and around the world, it's the same thing. Yeah, okay. Sister Razia Khan. Those who pray Maghrib, you can delay it a little bit, inshallah, if you want. But there's nothing wrong with that because we are here for worship. Okay, so what I've noticed, what I've been seeing is that typical youth, and they don't even call it old event. It's youth event, youth conference, youth conference, and they have Sheikh so and so. They have this. They even put the Isha, after Isha there will be dinner. Now my point is, if we want to get non-practicing youth to an event, you get a hall. So for example, in Pakistan, Islamabad, we used to use PC hotel. We don't use masjids, we don't use madrasa centers. We use a hotel, right? Number one, so use a unique venue, different venue, right? Because youth are not going to come to the masjid. Remember who we're dealing with there. We're dealing with non-practicing youth. These are youth who've said to you in your face, saaf aapke face pe kaha hai, I'm not interested in deen. Yes, I'm Muslim, but I'm not interested in Islam. You bore me. I'm bored of Islam. I've had this, right? So these are those kind of people, and it's going to get worse, right? So you have this event. The speaker has to be unique. Now, just on the dish, why do we do the same dish again and again? Why is it palau and kadai and halwa? Maulvis and halwa, although I'm a Maulvi and I do love my halwa, by the way. Take a note, right? But the point is, right, we need to look beyond ourselves. We need to look beyond our practicing brothers and sisters. We need to look beyond. See, yeah, biryani could be, but I'm thinking biryani or pizza. Biryani or a very nice gourmet beef burger. Biryani, so you got to think from the youth point of view, right? So I'm saying it could work, but understand the concept. It doesn't matter what dish it is. It's the concept, yeah? What we need to do is, let's say, okay, let me go with the biryani thing, right? You have one event for the non-practicing youth, and you say there'll be biryani after lunch, after the event. Then you have another event a month later, and you say the same thing, biryani again. Then you need to think of something else to bring them there. That's the whole point. You need to attract them. So imagine you put on the poster, Fla Talk, Fla event. Today we're going to discuss Instagram versus Snapchat. That's the name of the event. The name of the event is Instagram versus chat. You get a youthful speaker. Right? And then what you do is at the end you say refreshment provided, including Alaskan breakfast, followed by Korean dessert. The point is, when the youth sees that, they go, oh, hello, what's this? This is an Islamic event, but Korean dessert? And maybe they won't come, but when they see the same people organize another event a month later, okay, this time we're going to have, and I'm going to choose from your chat now. Let me take up. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, today we're going to have a talk followed by food, including fermented shark, kunafa, and what else we got? Korean ramyeon noodles, kimchi, and bibimbap. Okay, so that sounds it. Okay, there you go. Aussie pavlova, brilliant. I love it. Sister Samina, jazakallah. Right? Harissa, that sounds like a Somali dish. Fried snakes. Okay, I don't know about that. Sayyid Hassan, bro, why have you put that there? Bro, we want to bring them, not freak them out. So imagine you put that fasolia, Greek green bean stew. Brilliant. Sister Aliza, I love it. Excellent, excellent, mashallah. And I'm really happy to see you as well, by the way. So my point is, if you want to get youth to come to a very thought-provoking lecture, just put in there a different type of dish. That's my point. Do you guys get it now? Do you understand the point? Yeah, you could do biryani, of course, but keep it variety and keep it a different variety and keep it unique and something they've never heard of, because the youth, they always look out for new things. You want to get, the whole point is, you know, turn heads. You want to turn heads. You want to get people curious. You want to get people to actually think, oh, okay, what's this? You know, because if you just put event, refreshments afterwards, come down 8 p.m. No. You got to put something on your poster which will make them curious. Most of the youth will come, they will not come for the lecture, they'll come for what's the refreshment. Yeah, and especially if something completely different they've never heard of. You know, so because youth are curious. The youth are curious, right? So let's feed on that curiosity, pardon the pun. Yeah, let's feed it. So as we said on the thing, what do South Africans for lunch, Peruvian dessert? So next time you guys are going to organize an event in your house, in the center, a lot of you will do in your houses, fine. So when you do in your houses, make a really brilliant poster, and add in there, have a brainstorming, remember game plan, have a brainstorm with your team and say, okay, let's do something different. Let's give them, you know, subhanAllah, there's so many countries in the world. There's over 200 odd countries in the world. Why is it the same country? Come on, you know? So, and then so that's just the dish for the event. Try and have a decor. If you want ideas, Kabul Hai and beyond. These are very famous youth club workshops. I had the honor of managing one back in 2015. And when we did Kabul Hai, the theme, not just the hall, the theme, the decor, and the people who volunteers, it was like a shadi, it was like a wedding. So we had the robotas on, we had the white shawakamis on, matching thing. We set the stage as if, you know, when there's a wedding, for the dulha and dulhan, the bride and groom, there's a really lavish sofa with like decor. That's how we set the stage for Ziabai when he spoke. Subhanallah, you can check it all, inshallah. And there's like really bright colors, and the whole hall was that. So that was for Kabula. Now the other event we did was Jinns and Black Magic. Jinns and Black Magic. What the theme was? Dark theme. It was dark theme. And then they had another event called the Fun Theory, and the whole thing was about fun. And they actually had tables with different games on it, and they had motorbikes come on the stage. Of course, that, you know, if you, not everyone can arrange that, but it's the think outside the box. When you do an event in a house or a hall, think of decor, have a theme, because remember, and this is the critical point, brothers and sisters, this is the critical point, here it comes. The youth will not remember the lecture or the event. They will remember the experience. They will remember the experience, the sight, the smell, the sounds, the welcome, the smiles. That's what they're going to remember, the refreshments. Yeah? So when, let's say, a youth who smokes cigarette, is not praying salah, got multiple girlfriends, not even sure about Allah, everything, and he goes to meet a friend, let's say 3 months afterwards, and then the friend goes to him, Yar, where were you on that day, 30th? You went somewhere. Oh yeah, I went to this Islamic event. Well, what's it all about? I don't know, but the refreshments was really cool, man. They gave Algerian like lunch or something, and they gave Turkish like chai, and it was really nice smell, man. Oh yeah, I remember that. So see, they remember the experience. They remember the experience, the smell, the sights, the lights, the decor. Yeah, and that. So if they remember the experience, they may remember some bits of the lecture. You get it? NLP at play here. Those of you studying NLP, maybe this is it. This is NLP, live NLP happening right in front of you, right? So people remember, the youth remember the experience, inshallah. So I put in there decor, the smell. Don't do oud, by the way. Oud is, again, we are practicing Muslims. We think of practicing dunya. We need to get out of our practicing dunya and look from the eyes of the non-practicing. Yeah, not everyone will love biryani or love oud, right? So it's an acquired smell, acquired taste. So think of a smell that's you have a team and you think, okay, what's a really nice smell? Something different, again, something unique, something you can buy or borrow. And the reception. What do I mean by reception? When you receive these youth to this event in the house, in the hall, you need to be extra nice. You need to welcome them as if they are a prince entering a palace. You need to enter, you need to feel them so welcome that the girl, as if she's a princess, you go out of your way to welcome them. Big smiles, big welcomes. Yeah. You ask them how they were. You thank them for coming. You say, you know, thank you very much. Amazing that you came. Welcome to our event. I hope you have a nice time. Yeah, make sure. And I know, mashallah, in Perth, mashallah, Sister Nouri's amazing team. They've had some amazing, unique events. You can check out the pictures on the Instagram and on Dawah Motivation Facebook page. The way they did the events looks like a royal event, mashallah. And they actually called it royal, alhamdulillah. May Allah bless the sisters. Amazing work by Sister Nouri and her team, mashallah. So that's what, and I do know they had people who were welcoming them. And by the way, just a little fun thing. When I was managing Kabul in PC Rawalpindi 5-6 years ago, I said I want 3-4 people brother side whose sole job is to welcome people on the doors. And what I had was I said I want to do a smile test, muskarahat test. And I got, I think, 10-15 brothers, and I said them, send me your best, send me 10-second video and send me your smile. And then I went through all 10-15. I said, "Nee, your smile is rubbish. Nee, yours. Yaar, your smile. Wow, that's a nice smile." So I chose people on their smiles. You may find it funny, but I did a smile test. So I only had the best brothers with the best smiles. They were at the front of the hall. They were the first people that the non-practicing person sees. Yeah, remember, we need to use marketing, man, in our events. Yeah. So when you want someone to come to the event, test if a lot of your sisters from the volunteers, let's say 6 sisters, 7 sisters in the team, check who's got the best smile, and you do a smile test. अच्छा आप smile करें, नहीं फजूल बकवास smile, rubbish, बकवास. Next, yes, all right. What about you? Okay, so good. Remember the saying which I use, which the Jahiliya use, hasi to pasi, right? Hasi to pasi. So I the same with males, hasa to pasa. Pasa matlab in the deen. If they smile, you've got them, right? If they smile, you've got them. But that's what it's all about, inshallah. Okay. So yeah, hasa to pasa. Hasi to pasi, hasa to pasa. There we go. Right. This could be the last slide, inshallah. And we'll have a Q&A. Another way, moving on away from the events now, yeah? Another way of getting people, changing them, inspiring them, getting them involved in the deen, in the routine of Islam, is righteous company. And one of the best righteous company is to get involved in the dawah. So let's say some of you sisters are going to plan to go to the mall, let's say, or a restaurant, have a gathering. Bring a non-practicing girl. And even if you're planning for the dawah, so for example, what I've done in the UK, is that I've gone on dawah stores. I don't know if you've seen my work, inshallah, may Allah make dua that it gets accepted. I do different dawah missions. I've gone all over UK, Europe as well. And when I go on a mission, I always bring 1 or 2 brothers who are not fully practicing yet. I know they're not, that they're still smoking, they still got a relationship. They come in the dawah. Sometimes they give out flyers. Yeah, some do speak about Allah's existence but what happens is the more they hang around with me, the more they help with the dawah, that inspires them. So because they're around good righteous company and they're talking about Allah. Yeah. So dawah is a dawah conversation is like if your dawah conversation with another person, it lasts 10 minutes or 5 minutes or 15 minutes or 20 minutes. It shouldn't be more than 20 minutes, by the way. Yeah, do not have more. I think 15-20 minutes is a good time for a dawah conversation. Remember what we said earlier, a good da'i will end the conversation. As Maulvis, we like to talk and bas lage rahe. No. It's not a lecture. Dawah conversation, one-to-one dawah is not a lecture. It's a conversation, more listening. So after 15 minutes, even if the person's fully engrossed, say, okay, so aaj ke liye that's enough. That's it for now. Jazakallah khair. I hope but any question, this, that, the other thing, right? So, so get them involved in dawah is another way of inspiring because 15-20 minutes, 80% of your 15-20 minutes, at least 80% of you should be using the name of Allah. You should be using the name of Allah. And I imagine a non-practicing person use the name of Allah in a dawah conversation. So here's a non-practicing person. They're giving dawah to a non-Muslim, and they're talking about Allah. Allah is this, Allah's existence, Allah is one, Allah is His worship, Allah is this, that, the other. It's gonna hit them. It's gonna penetrate their heart. It's gonna move their heart. I've seen it happen. I've seen non-practicing people say, you know what, bro? I was giving dawah to non-Muslims, but you know what? I felt the dawah because I was uttering Allah's name on my tongue. I was uttering the name of Allah, you know. So yeah, 15-20 minutes, at least 80% should be a discussion about Allah. Okay, these are last two bonus slides. Sister Ayman and others thinking, huh? What's this? This is something I was thinking about looking at old notes. But we will probably go through this in deep another time. One of the best ways to get the people alive, okay, by the context of this. Are you guys aware of Bosnia in Eastern Europe? Bosnia is now in the news again tragically because the Serbs, they've had this issue with Turks and Bosnians historically. They're rallying now these days again. If you watch those who follow current affairs, they're rallying up now. Now the thing is, back in 92 to 98, I think, 92, 93, 94, right? The Bosnian issue, which the country in the heart of Europe, there was massacre, there was huge suffering. Srebrenica, which is a town, horrible. Our sisters were raped, the brothers were killed, family divided, a lot of oppression, a lot of zulm. Now that zulm that happened in Eastern Europe, it actually affected the youth, the British, Pakistani, or British, because most Muslims in UK are Pakistani, but let's say Muslim. The Muslim youth were awakened by the suffering of Bosnia. They when you see suffering, it moves them, because one of the reasons why non-practicing people are not practicing is because the hearts are dead. The hearts are dry, the hearts are dead. So when the hearts are dry and dead, they need moving, they need shaking. And one of the ways is you see the suffering of your Muslim brothers and sisters. We saw Iraq, the suffering of Iraq. We saw suffering of Bosnia. We saw suffering of around the world. So when you talk about the suffering, like for example, Kashmir, right, what's happening there and other places, yeah? When you see the suffering, when you talk about the suffering, it makes them think that these are my brothers and sisters. And a lot of people change just because of the suffering of the Ummah, because they want to do something about it. They want to do something about it. Yes, Yemen, Syria, Palestine, everywhere. Palestine is a big, big thing. These are wake-up calls. Yeah. So use that in your conversation. Yeah. That, look, bro. By the way, while you're smoking a cigarette, while you're with this girl, while you're a girl, while you're with this guy, a harm relationship, and you're going to a club and a party and not praying. You know what's happening right now in Palestine? Let me show you some images. Let me show you some videos. And that gets them really emotional, yeah, and that makes them think about their own life. Okay, another one really quickly. Our history. So when you look at the Ummah now, we are right at the bottom, right? We're not leading anything, very rarely reading anything, yeah. But compared to how we were 1,000 years ago, let's see, or even before, we used to rule the world. Subhanallah. We were the light of the world. We were leading everything, civilization. And I've spoken to non-practicing people. I say to them, did you know who helped with the scientific method? Who were the pioneers of scientific method? Who is a Muslim? Ibn Haytham. Do you know that in Spain in the 10th century, 9th century, there were street lamps in Spanish in Andalusia? And while the rest of Europe, France, Germany, these places, they were in darkness. And in Spain, because of rule by Muslims, because of Islamic rule, they used to have irrigation systems and drainage systems and street lights. Subhanallah. Yeah. So talk about our history. Talk about the Sahaba, how they were amazing, how they used to be brave and confident. Yeah. Talk about our glory and how we was a people of strength. The Ottomans, the Mamluks, the Abbasids, talk about that. That really gets them curious, inshallah. So do add that in your conversation, inshallah. Okay, so before we end, let's start with our question Q&A, inshallah, because that's our ending of our slide, inshallah. Yes, I want to give precedence to, Sister Noreen, you can handle the Q&A. So please keep an eye on the chat and let's push for the mic people. Let's get people on mic, inshallah.
Okay. Jazakallah, brother, for such a powerful session. And Sister Samreen, Jazakallah khair. It was really amazing. May Allah bless you guys. Okay, so if you have any questions, can you please come on mic and ask your questions? Anyone, or you want to share your thoughts or reflections, if not questions?
Yeah, I wanted to ask something.
Sure.
So, do you initiate conversation with a person who's generally not, who feels uncomfortable talking about the deen in general, the same way as you would with non-practicing Muslims?
I would like Sis Samreen to address that, and I'll add my notes, inshallah. So, Shemi, I'll ask you to repeat the question. So, Samreen, are you still with us?
Yeah. Can you please repeat the question because I did not get it clearly?
Yeah. So I said that, do we initiate conversation with someone who generally feels uncomfortable talking about the deen in the same manner as we would with someone who's a non-practicing Muslim?
Yes, that is what it means. See, they are not comfortable talking about deen. That is why I told you, give example of, knowing latest trends, what they are interested in. If they are interested in something, makeup, maybe you talk about makeup, and then, slowly you build a bond, and then you can, go to deen, Islam. There are so many aspects of deen, practical aspects. We don't need to directly go to Jahannam, Jannat. There are so many practical aspects like making dua, talking to your creator. So you can go to that later, But first, win their heart by using these trends, what they like, the area of their interest. You get my point?
Yes.
Yeah, Sister Iman. So, I'm just thinking, are they not the same thing? Or you're saying there's some people who are non-practicing, and then there's amongst them you have people who are not interested at all about Islam, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, there's one of my best friends who is not practicing either, but she feels uncomfortable talking about the deen in general. So I was asking how to initiate conversation.
What have you tried in the past?
I mean, I have tried talking about the things she likes because, I mean, obviously, we have a lot of things in common. So we talked about the latest anime, and she likes collecting stamps and stuff like that. So try talking about that, gradually taking the conversation there. But she always tried to turn the conversation away from the deen in certain ways. So I was thinking of using some other approach. So what would be that?
So look, as we've covered in previous sessions, that we just pass the message on, and if someone is not, even after using some of these methods like reverse psychology, like talking about history, I don't know how many sessions you attended, but we gave at least 8-9 different tips. Just go back here. So if I go back, Gorat, for example, right? You talk about the universe. That's nothing to do with it's not hadith. Because as soon as you start saying Abu Huraira, qala Allah, qala Rasul, and Allah says in the Quran, or Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or Hazrat, when you say the word Hazrat, or when you say this, they're switched off completely now. So when your terminology is universe and logic and rationality, then it gets them. Oh, this is different. This is different to what I've been taught all my life. This is not the madrasa, the Molvi, the typical, yeah. So that kind of terminology gets them curious. But the things like, for example, reverse psychology, where I don't know if you went to this one, which is basically you're asking them for advice to give to someone else. So let's say you think of another friend that has a drug addiction, let's say. So this particular friend you mentioned, you go to her, so look, there's this girl, she's got drugs addiction. I don't know what to say to her, man. What do you think? How would you advise her? How would you approach her? Because remember, we are dealing with people who are saying, alhamdulillah, they're not saying they're not Muslim. They are Muslim, alhamdulillah. But they're Muslim, but because of laziness, because this, that, the other, they're not changing. So we're dealing with those kind of people. We're dealing with people who are, who are Muslim, but they're just not changing. They're not, they're not coming to deen. So if you've used all these different techniques and points, if it's not working, back off. Absolutely back off. Be there for them. I always give people, this is just me, obviously, everyone could be different. I give people at least 3 to 4 months. I send this. I will have a conversation with them. I'll buy them coffee. I'll buy them lunch. I'll talk about the universe, rationality, Allah's existence. I will get them advice to give me advice about someone else. I'll talk about chain story. I'll do all this. Send videos, WhatsApp, quotes, take them to a lecture, everything. After 3, 4 months, if they're still feeling uncomfortable, then I say, you know what? Then I'll stop. I'll stop giving advice. I'll say, look, I'm here for you. If you want to change, if you want to question, I'm here for you. And work on someone else. Then go work on someone else. Yeah.
Right.
So that's what I do. But comfort level, I'll be honest, at some point you have to shake the boat. You have to shake them. You can't, you can't always, because what happens, I've not many times, but in trying to make someone comfortable, like going on their discussion. So okay, to what this person, as soon as I talk about Islamic history, this person says, "Nee, nee, yaar, leave that, please. Let's talk about clothing, like Zara, Nishat, or this and that." But the thing, what happens then is they're winning. Now they're winning. So they're doing their dawah. So if the conversation is all about clothing and trends and very little about Islam, they're kind of giving you dawah now because they want you to work on their pitch. So then you have to question your friendship now, because I'll be honest, especially young brothers and sisters, they start with deen, but they start getting, not so bad into haram, but they start getting dunya, materialistic even more, because that's what non-practicing people do. They love materialism, they love clothing, they love fashion, they love shoes, they love shopping, that's it, the dunya, yeah? But they forget about going beyond the dunya. So, just be aware. I will say one other thing. The more dawah you give to different kinds of youth, one-to-one dawah, the more you will learn how to have different approaches, techniques.
Right.
This dawah has to be practical. It's not a theory and take notes. No, like I said, this is why I'm very strong on notes. I'll be honest, notes don't mean nothing unless you practice some of these not all of it, because some of these techniques will work, some won't. Some will really work, and you won't get to do all of them. Of course not. But even if you choose 3 or 4 techniques or ideas and build upon it, then you got to practice it. You got to literally go up to someone and verbally talk to someone. Yeah, not WhatsApp, not Instagram DM. Actually meet them, talk to them. Inshallah.
Right. Jazakallah khair.
Anyone else on mic?
So, no one. Any questions?
Muhammad Yasser, you are mashallah podcaster. You got a mic. You're coming, and now when it comes to training, you have no mic. What's this all about? you're a YouTuber. When a YouTuber can't come on mic, then it's all over, isn't it? Game over. No, you don't have to put your hand up. You can unmute and ask the question, bro.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi.
Wa alaikum salam. What's this chatting business? Why you not come on mic, brother?
No, actually, sir, I feel shy for that.
How can you feel shy? You make YouTube videos. Anyway, go on. What's your question?
Okay. My question is, how can we find practicing friends in non-Muslim country? Like, if their surroundings, there are Muslims, brothers, but there are not practicing friends. But there are Maulanas here at my young age.
Look, I always say, and this is probably related to, for example, universities. When I get this question, that I've tried to look for practicing friends, but majority of people here are non-practicing. So the only solution I can give is give dawah and make someone practicing. If you can't find practicing people, then make a sincere dua to Allah. Oh Allah, I'm going to engage in dawah with 3 or 4 people. Target 3 or 4 guys, and using all these techniques, which we covered in the last. This is our 5th session, alhamdulillah. So use these techniques. And if you made a sincere dua, maybe 1 or 2 people will change because of through your hands, inshallah. So like I said, and the other suggestion I can give is online. Use your online. The one thing we don't do as a practicing community, I've noticed in India, Pakistan especially, is that we only want to use stories and post and post and post. We don't want to communicate. We don't want to interact. I've noticed that. Even on WhatsApp, a lot of people, brothers and sisters I know, they will share stories. They'll go to live feeds all the time. But when somebody wants to contact them, that let's meet up, let's make a plan, let's make a strategy. No reply, no reply. So I don't know why, but let's do more communication. Let's do more networking, right? Our networking between the brothers and sisters is rubbish. Let me be really strong on that. In India, Pakistan, especially, our networking, our keep in touch, our communication is rubbish. It needs to improve. Let's stop making story after story after story after video, and let's communicate with each other. Let's plan. Let's strategize. Let's talk to each other. Let's communicate. Let's call each other. Yeah. So call other brothers. So use online. Put a story one day, for example. Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullah. Anybody from Flan Flan? Any brothers from Flan Flan? Any sisters from Flan Flan? I use it all the time. I don't know if you see my Instagram stories. I use it all the time. Anybody from Bangalore? Anybody from London? Anybody from UK? And alhamdulillah, always someone comes up. Yeah. So number one, give dawah vociferously, like give dawah with du'as, and inshallah Allah will give you that companionship, and use the online realm.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Jazakallah khair.
Good to have you, bro. Jazakallah for coming. Thank you. Before someone puts their hand up, and if you don't want to put your hand up, of course, use the chat, ask your questions. Think of all the slides, think of all the sessions, and any questions, please go ahead. While you're doing that, I want to just build on a point that Sister Sameen said about being relatable. What we're saying about trends is, when you're in a conversation, so there's two aspects of this. Number one, you should be aware of trends, because what that does, that creates a bit of laughter. So let's say you go to a college, which I've been to, where the majority are non-practicing. When you are in a college, I'm getting direct messages again. When you're in a college and you're speaking, if you just speak about the topic, let's say the topic is purification of the soul, let's say, and you go straight to ayah, hadith, and everything. The thing is, youth, they need to be warmed up. You need to create laughter. One of the ways to create laughter, one of the ways to create rapport with the youth, the class, is to say, I used to watch Flan Flan, Dishum Dishum. I used to watch Shatrughan Sinha. I used to watch Jitendra. And they're thinking, Maulvi Saab, how do you know about these actors? Maulvi, so there's 2 points there. Number one, it creates laughter. Number two, has to be recent or latest trends. The mistake which I did, I remember this is in Faisalabad in 2014. Me and Raja Ziabai, we did a tour. And I went to 4 colleges. He went to 4 colleges. And when I was in the colleges, see, I used to watch Bollywood movies of the 60s and 70s, right? Because I'm a dad. I'm 45, right? Buddha, right? When I did, I tried to be funny. And I said, yes, so, I also want to be like Rajesh Khanna and be the cool guy. When I said that, there was silence in the classroom. Like, half of them didn't know Rajesh Khanna. And half of them was thinking, yeah, but he's not cool. He's an old actor. He's Buddha. Because so Rajesh Khanna in the 70s was cool. In the 70s, he was the trendiest guy. He was the most amazing hero. He ranking this, that, the other. Everyone loved him. But now he's an old man. They're thinking of old man, right? 60. So the point is, use latest things. And there's this saying amongst teenagers, that's so 2020, man. That's so 95. That's so, meaning if you're not careful with the youth, you'll be sharp. You need to use latest trends. You need to quote who is the best artist January 2022. Because if you quote an artist just to relate to them, so for example, you're giving a lecture, so all these guys, they listen to Rihanna or they listen to Eminem. I mean, these are old, like, again, and his track, he made it to number 1 and this. So while you're saying this, the youth are thinking, this guy, how does he know this stuff? First, they're impressed that how this guy knows this Maulvi. He knows what we love. Isko pata hai, so that they like that, right? And number 2, it creates a bit of laughter. But number 3, you can't use last year, because that's so last year. That's so last year. Yeah. So you need to be up to date. One of the best ways, and is to keep in touch with a non-practicing person or a young cousin who you know is not practicing, and tell them aajkal kya chal raha hai, like who's the biggest Bollywood actor, what's the biggest, you know. I remember Zia Bhai 6 years ago, he used to use his talk baby doll, maybe मैं baby doll हूँ, मैं baby, I don't know, I can't remember to sing it. That, and I remember when he was using the workshop, it made everyone laugh, and they go, huh? I remember one guy saying, इसको पता है baby doll के बारे में? How does he know about baby doll? So it creates laughter and it creates relatability. Yeah, relatability is that's the main thing. It creates a connection. But use latest trends. Don't use trends from 15, 20 years ago like I did. When I said Amitabh Bachchan, they all laughed at me. Another school, I said Amitabh Bachchan. They go, huh? Sir, are you serious? Amitabh Bachchan's old. You should speak about, like, I don't know who, Ranbir Kapoor, or, you know, what's his name? Varun something, yeah, Varun. I mean, I've not used it for a long time. Now I'm using it in different things, but yeah. So you know, in Hollywood, you'd use people like, you know, Adam Driver and these things. So this is my point, inshallah. Yeah? Varun Dhawan, yes. Look how we stuff for our sister Afifa. How do you know this name? A'udhu billah. Okay, so that's the. I just wanted to bring home that point, inshallah. Do we have any questions? Because I've got one more point, but I want to entertain questions. Last 2 sessions, we had non-stop questions. Now I've got time question. There's no questions. Subhanallah. Amazing. All right. While you're thinking of questions, I want to make some announcements, inshallah. Number one is if you would like to become a Dawah trainer because you have speaking abilities and you're confident and you're sincere, inshallah, and you only do it for the sake of Allah and not for followers, then you can contact me, and then we can arrange a trainer session. And then you need to actually have an audience to give it to, right? And ideally face to face. This should be done face to face, yeah. So that's one thing. So do email us, inshallah. Now, I have a YouTube channel. There's lots of videos on there. As you can see, 192 videos. Brothers and sisters, I'm really, really certain, inshallah, my videos are different to other channels because I'm giving practical tips for dawah. I'm giving actual practical tips for dawah. And so each video will either give you confidence or give you ideas. So please watch them one by one, take notes, because they're almost like, they are educational training videos. They're not, very few are motivational reminders. Very few. Yeah. Most channels are motivational reminders. This will give you practical tips, inshallah. So do check it out. Subscribe if you want to. If you don't, it's up to you. But the videos are there, inshallah. That's number one. The other one is we're going to be having lots of different training sessions. I think the next one we're going to decide, but it's going to be probably engaging with polytheists. Engaging with polytheists, right? And those who you get it, inshallah, yeah? So that's coming up because it's been a big demand. And after that, we'll do an essential Dawah training course, which is going to be a long one, which will cover, for example, existence of God, oneness of Allah, why the Quran is from Allah, why the Prophet Muhammad is the final messenger, intellectually, warmly, academically, inshallah. We're going to do that. So what day, that kind of, it will be Wednesdays. The time might adjust, but it will be Wednesdays, inshallah. But you know, you could, if you interact with us through our Facebook page, Instagram, we'll give you details. Those of you who would like to be notified of future training sessions, please leave your email address in the chat. Dr. Naseem, that's your answer. If you would like to be notified of the next session announced, we're going to email you, inshallah. We'll put you on an email list. And if some of the admins, Sister, I don't know who's there. Oh, Sister Hania, you okay? That was a very scary noise. So if some of the admins can pick up these emails, inshallah, I would like Sister Ayman, Sister Noreen, Sister Samreen, Sister Ayman Qayyum, and any other DM network members to just make a note of these. Oh, I hope she's okay. So make a note of these emails, and then we're going to add them to our, you know, database. 36 people. Subhanallah, we were 75 under 36. Where's everyone gone? Has everyone gone Maghrib? Okay, so yeah, keep in touch with us. Leave your email, and we will send you details of it, inshallah. Oh yeah, that was it. That was the last slide. One last point, inshallah, is when Sister Samreen spoke about like, cigarettes. Yeah. So non-practicing people smoke cigarettes. They have drugs. They Sister Azra, you're sending me a direct message. Azra Jalil, please send it to the main thing. Um, when they, are in a relationship, intimate with their boyfriend, girlfriend, if you ask them, why do you smoke drugs? Why are you in a gang? Why do you do haram? Why do you sins? When you ask them, why do you sin? And they'll be honest and they say, because it feels good, man. It's fun. It's a laugh. It's enjoyment. Yeah, it feels good. Maza aata hai. Maza. That's what the maza, right? So you said, okay, so then you say, okay, you do all this, smoke or haram relationship, or you do this, that, the other. You do all these sins because for maza, you enjoy it. Okay. So you're a maza seeker. Yes. So you like to do things which will make you feel good. Yes. In other words, you want to do things that give you peace. Yeah. Yeah, man, you got it. I do haram, I do sins to feel peaceful. Then you say, okay, what if I gave you a formula that will give you permanent peace? And they say, what do you mean? Well, when you smoke a cigarette, does it go on for days or hours? No. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and then it's finished. So cigarette starts and it finishes. What about drugs? Yeah, whether it's soft drugs like weed or hard drugs like heroin, depends which one you have. You go high and then there's a low. The drugs make you high, metaphorically and literally, and then you become a low. Yeah, and when you come low, it's a really nasty feeling, by the way. Yeah, and the same thing with intimacy. It doesn't last forever. It will end. And most guys, and this is being a bit frank here, most guys who have a haram relationship and intimate with their girlfriends or females girlfriends, they always feel crap, rubbish afterwards. So this is the natural fitrah. If you commit zina, you will always feel. Most brothers I've met, they feel horrible afterwards. So you did that for mazhab, but afterwards a nasty feeling. So you say to them, when all these sins that you're doing to feel good, it ends. It doesn't last. It's not unlimited. But you know what? Only in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find peace. If you want permanent adrenaline, if you want permanent peace, enter Islam wholeheartedly. Connect your heart with Allah. As Ibn Qayyim said, the heart has a void. There's a void in the heart. There's a hole in the heart. And we try and cover it by materialism and house and job and work and money and wealth. But it will never be covered until it is connected with Allah, until it is remembrance of Allah. Yeah? Tell them to try it. Say, look, you've tried your cigarette. It doesn't last. Try dhikr. Try it, man. It's free. Tomorrow, try the morning adhkar. Go and give it a go. It'll take you 10 minutes. Okay, ठीक है. And when you're doing adhkar, understand what you're saying. Yeah? So I just want to, just to add that point, inshallah. That's what you say to them. If we have no questions, we can end it there, inshallah. I'll give another minute. Any other announcements by DM Network? Sister Ayman, anything I've missed?
No, brother. Alhamdulillah, you covered everything, and I think it's time to finish it off because we are late.
Okay. Right. Jazakallah, everyone. I would like, again, if you could, any points that you got from this, whether it was the slides or anything other than the slides, anything on the slides or other than slides, or just general feedback, make a story on Instagram, tag Dawah Motivation. Yeah. So that other people will be curious and then we can see that you must actually learn some points. Okay. And do that now or after Maghrib because you're going to forget, inshallah. Yeah. And those you in DM Network groups, I would love to have your feedback there. Jazakallah khair, everyone. May Allah reward you. May Allah help your dawah efforts. May He accept our work, help us to be confident in our words, and make our dawah successful for the Muslim youth, inshallah, and bring the Muslim youth back to Islam, back to Allah. Jazakallah khairan. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.